Good morning, students. Today we will start with a new chapter, an elegy on the death of a mad dog. Now, it's a beautiful poem. This poem is about how appearance could be deceptive. Means it is not necessary that if a person seems to be kind, he is actually a kind-hearted person. You never know how he appears to be and how he actually is. So it's a beautiful poem, and I want you all to learn it in a form of a story so that you understand the sequence of the incidents and you'll remember it. Right? So let's do it. I'll read the introduction for you, then I'll explain it. This poem tells us about the eternal conflict between appearance versus reality. Now, this poem is about how a person appears to be and what the reality could be, right? So, we should never judge a person by his appearance, right? You never know what the reality is. The man from Islington, who appeared to be holy to the outside world, was definitely not so in reality. Now, this poem is about a man from Islington and his relation or his attachment to a dog, right? So let's read it. I have a summary here before starting with the poem. I'll read it here so that you understand what this is about. See, in the town of Islington, there lived a man. The people around him had a very good opinion of him. So there was a man, and the people who lived around him, they always thought that he was a very kind hearted, very generous kind of a man. He was a religious minded person. He went to church regularly to pray with like a good Christian. Now he was a good Christian man. Why? He used to go to the church every day and pray. His life was based on high moral and principles. So his life was actually, he showed, or whatever it was, it seemed as if this man is of good moral values. He was a kind hearted man of gentle nature. He always tried to help and comfort not only friends but also enemies. That means he was a very good kind of a man. He not only helped the friends but also his enemies. He was really a generous man. Before putting clothes on his body, he used to distribute clothes to the poor and the naked people. Now, the town of Islington had many dogs. There were dogs of all breeds and kinds in the town. There were mongrels, puppies, whelps, hounds, etc. Besides them, there were many other dogs of low breed and quality. There was a particular dog. The dog and the man at first were friends, but then their relation became bitter. I'm sorry, bitter, you understand? Right? There was no more affection left. The dog, to serve his private and selfish ends, went mad and bit the man. Now, maybe dog was, whatever happened to the dog, he was so, in a conflict that he finally turned into a mad dog. And in his anger, in his rage, what he did, he bit the man. People from the neighboring streets came running to help the man. They were highly surprised. They wondered why the dog had bitten such a good man. They saw that why the dog had gone mad. That's why the dog had gone mad, because he bit a good man. The people saw that the dog was mad. They were also sure that the man would die. Now, people of that town, they were so worried. They knew this man and they knew that he was a kind-hearted, generous man, and they were very worried about him. They thought it's for sure that the dog is mad, and that is why he has bitten such a good and a nice man. Most unexpected thing happened. Very soon, a wonderful thing came to light. Now, what came to light? Let's see. It showed that the people who blamed the dog were unprincipled and immoral persons. So was the man who appeared to be good and noble. The man recovered and became well again. He survived, but it was the dog that died in the end. It proved that the man was more poisonous and dangerous than even the mad dog. You understand that? So this story talks about how a man was bitten by a mad dog, but in the end, who dies? The mad dog, not the man. That means man, he was more poisonous, he had more poisonous intentions in comparison to the mad dog. Okay, now let's start with the poem. Right, I'm sure you all have your books with you. Open it to page number 67. I'll read it. Good people all, of every sort, give ear unto my song. Okay, before I proceed, let me explain you. Elegy means a song that is actually sung at the funeral time. A sad song, a painful or a mournful song. Right? So that you won't have any doubts related to it. Okay, let's continue. Good people all, of every sort, give ear unto my song. Means good people of every kind, I want you to listen to my song. Give ear means listen to my song. And if you find it wondrous short, it cannot hold you long. So he says here, if you find it wonderful and short, then I'm sorry, I cannot hold you for long. In Islington there was a man, of whom the world might say, that still a godly race he ran, whenever he went to pray. Now, the poem is very easy, so it should be easy for you to understand. See, in Islington there was a man, and the world might say that he was a very godly man. Godly race he ran means he was a man of, a good breed, a person who is godly, very much into God. Whenever he went to pray, whenever he went to church, people thought, oh, he's such a nice person. He goes to the church every Sunday. A kind and gentle heart he had, to comfort friends and foes. Foes are the enemies. So he had a very kind and gentle heart. He would not only comfort his friends, but also his enemies. The naked every day he clad when he put on his clothes. So every day when he used to before putting on his own clothes, he always thought about the naked people, the poor people, and he always thought of covering them. The naked every day he clad means wearing clothes. When he put on his clothes means he every day he thought of the poor people. He even helped them with the clothes. And in that town a dog was found, as many dogs there be, both mongrel, puppy, whelp, and hound. So they've given different breeds of dogs here, that there were these different breeds of dogs, and curs of low degrees. Curs means dogs, and there were more dogs of low breeds, low quality, low breeds. This dog and man at first were friends, but when up it began, so there was a kind of an understanding between them. So first of all, they were very good friends, and suddenly, there started this kind of an misunderstanding. The dog to gain some private end when mad and bit the man. Now the dog, he must have felt something really bad, or maybe there was a kind of a bitterness in their relationship. He got so mad that he bit the good man. Right? Down to page number 68. Around from all the neighboring streets, the wondering neighbors ran. So the moment he was bitten by the dog, everyone from the neighborhood ran. They all wanted to save him. They all wanted to see him. He was a very kind-hearted man and a generous man for the people around. They always thought, okay, he's the best man, he's a generous man, he's a kind-hearted man. So they were very worried when they saw him being bitten by a dog. Neighboring streets means people from the neighboring places. The wondering neighbors ran. Wondering means they were actually thinking what happened. And Sore, the dog, had lost his wits to bite so good a man. So these people, they even thought that they swore means they took an oath. They said, like, I swear the dog has lost his wisdom, wits, intelligence. He's gone mad because he actually bit such a good man. Right? So this dog, I'm sure he must have lost his wits that he actually bit such a good man, which is completely wrong. The wound it seemed both sore and sad to every Christian eye. So the people who were standing there, who were around him, according to them, the wound was actually sore and it was very painful. And sad means everyone was feeling sad for this man, and they were even thinking that this man would die, right? So they were very worried, they were actually in stress, and they were thinking that this man could actually die. Why? Because he was bitten by a mad dog. Christian eye means every religious person who was there was feeling sad and bad for this man. And while they swore the dog was mad, they swore the man would die. Now when these people, they were sad, they were actually swearing that this dog has gone mad. How come this dog can bite such a good man? So when they were saying all these things, they were also saying that now that such a good man is bitten by a dog, then there are chances that this man will die. This man might die. Actually, they were very sure, they were feeling bad for the man because he was a good man, he was a kind-hearted man for them, according to them, right? But soon a wonder came to light. But suddenly something different came into light, like something else happened that showed the rogues they lied, that actually showed the actual truth of these people who were lying. See, rogues they haven't given. Rogues are the people who tell lies, they are not the good kind of people. The man recovered of the bite, the dog it was that died. So the man who was supposed to die as he was bitten by a mad dog, he somehow recovered. He was fit and fine again. But who died? The poor dog. He died. It actually shows that it's not the dog that was poisonous, but it was the man who was poisonous, right? That means maybe his appearance was of a religious man, very kind and a generous man, but you never know what he was carrying in his heart. It could be hatred, it could be poison against people, because of his hatred, that poor dog died, right? I hope this poem is clear. I hope you've understood it. Learn it in a form of a story, then you'll remember it. That there was a town, Islington, a good man used to live there. It's a very short story. It's a very short poem, in fact. You can remember it. It's a nice one, right? So, this man, he lived there. He was a generous man. He used to go to church. People loved him for his moral values and principles. Whatever, you can write that. Then he had a dog. There were many dogs, in fact, on the street. All they have given the different breeds, right? You can say that he became very friendly with one of the dogs. Suddenly, their relationship went sour, and this dog, out of bitterness, he bit the man. So the people living there, they thought that maybe this man will die. However, that man survived, and the poor dog, he died. Which shows that not the dog was poisonous, but who was poisonous? The man was poisonous, right? So that is how you'll be doing it. Remember. Okay, now come down to the new words. Let's have a look. Godly means holy, a religious person. Mongrel is a breed, of course, of street dogs. Whelp is a puppy, hound, hunting dogs. Pig is unhappy bitterness. Wonder is a miracle. So there's a miracle that came to light. Right? Now come to the question and answers. What kind of a man was the man from Islington? He was a generous, kind-hearted man. He was a religious, very holy and pious man. What else you can write? This man had good morals and principles. He was loved by the neighbors. You'll write all everything positive about him. you know Before wearing his own clothes, he used to think about the poor people. He used to give them clothes. He used to take care of the poor. He was a kind, generous kind of a person. Why did the dog bite the man? One day, there was a kind of a disagreement between the man and the dog actually got mad and he bit the man. So there was this kind of bitterness between them. There was a time when they were very friendly, they were very close, but there was some kind of bitterness, or we can say that the dog knew the actual face of the man and he bit him. What did the neighbors think about the dog bite? Neighbors, very important. So neighbors, the moment they heard that the man has been bitten by a dog, they all rushed, came to him. They all were feeling sad, they all were feeling bad. They thought that maybe now they actually saw that the dog has gone mad, that he has bitten such a good man. And they even saw that now this poor man will die because he's actually bitten by a dog. Right? That's the answer number 3. Come to the reference. What wonder came to light? There was a wonder that came to light, right? What? Finally, a wonderful thing happened, or suddenly something different happened. That although the man was bitten by the mad dog, although man was supposed to die, however, the man survived and recovered. But this poor dog, who died? The mad dog, he died, which shows that somewhere or the other, the dog was not at all poisonous. It was the man who was poisonous. Who were lying? The people, the neighbors, they were lying. According to them, they thought that maybe the dog has lost his wits and has bitten such a godly man and has bitten such a good man. So according to the question, according to it, the people, they were lying and they were thinking, they were actually lying. Why? Because they thought that the dog that has bitten the man has gone mad, and that is why, they thought that the man would die, but the man survived. Right? Who died? The mad dog. So that's the way these people, they were lying. Why do you think the dog died? Right? So you can write here, I think the dog died because it is not the dog who was poisonous, but it was the man. His intentions, his appearance were deceptive. The man was actually, poisonous, and because of him, because of his hatred and his bad intentions, they actually what? They hurt the dog, or they made the dog die. So it was not the dog died just like that. He died. Why? After biting that man. So that man, maybe he seems to be a good man, maybe he seems to be a religious man, but actually that man was filled with hatred and poison in him. And that is why this poor dog died. Right? I hope this is easy and clear. Please just go through this poem and write the name of the poem, write the new words, write the question and answers. Okay, now try to solve the question and answers in your own words. Do it on your own. At least try something on your own. Write and learn it. We have somewhat completed the literature part. We'll be starting with the 12th night, the next short story from your Shakespeare book from the next video. Okay, so make sure you just read it and complete all your pending work, complete all your question and answers. You have many chapters in class 8 syllabus. Let me check. I'm sure you all have the syllabus with you in your learning and finishing your work. See, the first one is an elegy on the death of a mad dog, the sacrifice of Vasantara. The Bennets, the Ballad of Summer Water, Odysseus, Packing for the Journey, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and Portia's Suitors. So we've done all. You need to complete your work now. I'll do one thing. I'll be starting with the 12th night from my next video. Okay, so just complete all your work. Right? That is enough for today. Thank you.